So how does the choice of college happen? What do you study at Loyola?
I read economics, and that was my main, and my subsidiaries were mathematics and statistics. And Loyola College was probably not the best choice for economics, even in the South. I should have probably gone to Madras Christian College because with the professors like C.T. Kurian and others, that had a much better economics department than Loyola. But I enjoyed my time in Loyola in the sense I learned a lot. There was a big shift from my school days to college days. School was a very physical time of life when I played all the games, and we all, it was a very physical phase. Studies was considered something like a distraction almost. But after coming to college, a big change happened to me. For various reasons, I stopped playing games there. I remember I started smoking, and then I started reading books and became almost a nerdy kind of character.
Right.
And started started spending a lot of time on academics.
Right.
And excelled in academics. And that became, something which in fact, at that time, I thought that I would probably end up as an academic, probably a teacher or something.
Right.
That was a phase of life.
What is Chennai like in the 1970s? What are young people doing then? What are they keeping themselves busy with? What's moving? What's the popular culture like? What's happening in Chennai, 1970s?
I remember in our college, for instance, we had groups. We had people with clear different interests. There were those who used to go for movies. There were those days cars were very rare. So those few people who came in cars were obviously extremely wealthy people. Right. The college car park had only half a dozen cars parked there.
Right.
And there was Fiats with all kinds of speakers and all that in them. So there was one set who were and then there were the sports people. And we had outstanding sports people, like the Indian Olympic hockey captain Bhaskaran of the last gold medal winning team of India in 1980 Moscow Olympics.
Right.
He was my classmate. He used to sit on the same bench as me.
Right.
Though we never saw him in class,
Right.
he was always playing hockey. Similarly, Anand Amritraj, Vijay Amritraj was my classmate. In the sense he was the same batch. He was in BCom while I was in BA. So we had an extraordinary level of, I don't know too many colleges at any time could have had the level of sports talent which Loyola had in those days. Because the college management was very conscious of its reputation as a sports institution also. So they had a bias to selecting outstanding sports people. So we had another set which was sports. Then we had people who were into a certain amount of student politics of a very different kind from what you see in Kerala.
Okay.
The student politics there was more about debates and discussion which used to happen in the current affairs discussion society.
Right.
So we had at that time in the early 70s, if you remember, we had the Kesavananda Bharati case, and we also had the privy purse abolition and all.
Right.
So those, I remember Nani Palkiwala came to the Loyola College campus and gave a talk to a packed Bertram Hall.
Right.
With about 3,000 people were there, standing room only to listen to him explaining that why, according to him, the abolishing of the privy purses was actually not an honorable act. And even though technically it may have been within the law, it was a breach of the spirit of the constitution.
Right.
And the college authorities were so interesting. It was so interesting those days that after his speech, they invited N. Ram, who was then later became the managing director of the Hindu.
Right.
He was a firebrand SFI student.
Right.
He was just a couple of years older than me. So N. Ram was invited in to give the leftist point of view in support of
the
abolition of the privy purses. So we had a very interesting kind of atmosphere and we were quite active also in the students' union. In fact, the first strike in Loyola College's history happened when I was in the final year, and we were few of us were called the ringleaders of the strike.
Right. What was it about? Why did you guys strike?
It was on a very interesting issue. In the students' union constitution, there was a clause which said that the father principal, who was the patron of the union, had a veto power on decisions.
Okay.
And we said that is abhorrent to the spirit of democracy, and we wanted that clause deleted. The principal refused.
Right.
And so we went on strike.
Right.
I'm not sure, I don't remember whether the strike was victorious or not, but the strike anyway ended.
Right.
And we all went off to the rest of our lives after that.